If you're going to create a CV, then you need access to word processing software in an Office suite of programs. The most common one of these is Microsoft Office with the word processor called Word. You can access an Office suite for free using a computer or a tablet. In this video, I'm going to show you two ways to do this, by using Microsoft Office's online version and by using Google Docs. And in the next video, I'll show you the differences between these two and between the third option that I use called LibreOffice, which is only suitable for computers and not tablets. If you already have a Gmail or an Outlook email account, then you can get access to Google Docs or Office Online straight away. Bear in mind that if you're using your email in job applications, you shouldn't use novelty addresses like these two. It's much better to use an address with your real name in it. In either case, if you are going to use an existing Gmail address or Outlook email address to access these three pieces of software, then you also need to know the password that you use to access those accounts. If you've got those, then you're all set to go. If you don't have a Gmail address and you don't have an Outlook email address, don't worry about that. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But for now, we'll assume, let's say first of all, you've got a Gmail address and you want to get into Google Docs. All you do is you sign in to your Gmail account. You can either search for sign into Google here if you don't have this sign in button, or click on the sign in button. And when this comes up, type your Gmail address here, click on next and type your password, and that will sign you into Google. And we'll look at the next video how to get into Google Docs. Okay, so that's the Gmail one. Now, if you've got an Outlook email address, then what we need to do is go to office.com. And again, you can either search for office.com here, or we can use the web address line here. Just click on the web address line and you can just type office.com. You don't even need to do the three W's. Whoops, spell it right. Office.com. Press enter. And that will bring you to the Office page. Click on the sign in button. And in the same way as the Google one, type your Outlook email address here. Click on next. Type your password for the Outlook email account, and that will take you straight into Office Online. So everything looks nice and easy if you've got an existing Gmail account or an Outlook email account. But what if you haven't? Well, let's go in reverse order and look at the Microsoft one first. If you don't have an Outlook account already, then you just click on Create One at this point. So create one, and that brings us to here. Okay, and what you do is, if you've got an email account but it's not an Outlook one, you just type your existing email address here. It doesn't have to be an Outlook one. Then you'll click on next. It'll ask you to create a password, and once you've done that, it creates a Microsoft account, and again you can get into Microsoft Office Online. If you don't have an email address at all, then that's covered as well, because all you do is click on this one, get a new email address, and that will allow you to create a new Outlook account and then take you on to complete your Microsoft one. Okay, so that's the Microsoft one. Now Google works exactly the same way. So if we come back to the Google one, if you don't have a Gmail account, you just create an account for yourself. You type in a new Gmail address here, you create one for yourself, or again, if you've got an email address but it's not a Gmail one, you can click here and type in your existing email address with another company, type in the rest of the details, click on Next, and that will create a Google account for you. So that, I think, covers everything that you need to do to create either a Microsoft Office account or a Google account for Google Docs. Watch the next video to look at the next steps.